Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And a very good evening to all, especially to my students, as well to our honorable guests for today's sharing session. So let's start our session today with Ummu Kitab Al-Fatiha. So welcome everyone, welcome to the first episode of Biotech Shares, a sharing platform between our department's alumni and with our students, especially the final year students who will be graduating soon. So I'm sure while most of you are currently busy with your final year projects, some of you may have already started their own initiative to search for potential employers. But before that, can I just check if you can hear my voice clearly? Is it good?
Yes, Dr.
Yes,
Alright.
Doctor.
Okay, great. So we have around 58 participants today, and we are also currently live on Facebook. So hopefully we can attract more participants for our first ever episode for Biotech Shares. Okay, so it's always good basically to be in touch, with our own alumni members, basically just to exchange their thoughts and also get to listen about their experience. So they've been there, they've been through all the processes after graduate. So basically they understand well on the current situation faced by you guys, our students. So just a short information about Biotech IIUM. So based on the latest random market survey which I've done recently towards 300 alumni members from class 2006 until 2019, 42% of them are currently working in the biotechnology industry in various sectors, not just in research and development, but also from business and marketing, from academic, as well as entrepreneurship. Interestingly, majority of the respondents are also currently working or attached to a non-biotechnology related field. We have alumni members who are working in the drone industry, in the banking industry, and also even as a consultant in the public service department. So most of them are performing well in their field, holding high rank positions, even though they are not applying everything that they have learned during their undergraduate days, but they are doing well. So that is why Biotech Shares will try to expose to our current students or maybe biotech students from other universities who are joining us today with the reality of surviving after graduate, especially for biotechnology graduate like us. So by inviting our own alumni members from various fields to share with us about their journey experience and some important advices for us, and I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of things that you can learn and apply in your daily life. And so today we are very fortunate, to have our guest of honor for today's episode, the first episode. Okay, so we welcome Miss Nurliyana Ruzlan, okay, from class of 2008. So how are you doing, Yana?
Assalamualaikum and good evening. Hi, Zach.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm doing good despite the, I would say, semi-lockdown or lockdown, whatever you want to term it. But
Yeah.
been working from home, I think, since last year.
Alhamdulillah, it's okay. It's good to get in touch with you back finally after how many years kan kita just contact through Instagram and everything, tak pernah like kita dah, we've been planning to have this sharing session dah lama sebenarnya, but then Alhamdulillah today is the right time. Just the right time. Okay, so thank you very much, Yana, for your time with us today, understanding your busy working life, and also we really appreciate your time. So just a little bit information about Rihanna. She graduated from this department back in 2008. Yeah, so she was basically my senior. As much as I can remember, she used to be very active in co-curricular activities, especially with the Science Student Society. So we were in the same tenure, right? We were the same lineup last time. You were the
I think I was the secretary. You were my
vice president.
Yes.
That's right. So during masa tu Lutfi jadi presiden kan?
Correct.
So she is currently working as a manager for the innovation and Ventures Department, Sime Darby Plantation Berhad, a well-known government-linked company, I would say related to biotechnology, particularly in the plant biotechnology sector. So for this session, it'll be like this, Yana. So we'll give you around 20 to 30 minutes for you to present about yourself, or if you want to share anything with us, and then after that we shall open for question and answer session. Is it okay with you?
All right, sure. I have prepared some slides.
Good, great.
The few slides that I can share. I haven't got time to really prepare it properly, but
No
I
worries,
hope
no
it
worries.
can serve for our discussion, to have our discussion today.
All right. Okay. So, well, I mean, we can conduct this session in both Malay and English as well. It doesn't
All
matter
right.
as
Okay.
long as kita nak basically kita nak cuba buat kelainan sikit sebab kita nak sharing session ni dia macam agak chill sikit lah, tak adalah
All right.
terlalu skema kan. Kita
Okay.
nak student berani bertanya. Kadang student ni dia takut nak tanya sebab kadang bila kita
I
buat in English
see.
they have this kind of segan nak tanya. Jadi kita hari ni kita bawakan how to say, orang lama dalam biotech industry kan, more than 5 years already, yang memang betul-betul bekerja dalam bidang biotechnology, for us to share for her to share her experience to everyone, and hopefully we all can learn something from you tonight. So without further ado, I would like to hand over the session to you, Yana,
Right.
and the mic is all yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Zach. Okay, let me just start by sharing my slide. It's a casual session. Okay, let's see. Boleh nampak ya slide?
Boleh, cantik. Alhamdulillah.
Alright, okay. So, first of all, thank you so much, Zach, for the invitation. I think it's quite ad hoc juga kan. You ask
semalam, 2 hari lepas.
2 hari lepas. So, okay lah, and then memang doing nothing also sebab now we are memang since PKP last year, I've been working at home. We started off going back to the office after Raya during the PKPP. I think that was also based on rotation basis because of the limitation on the capacity. And then after that, in October, we are back to work at the office. Work at the home. So still October until now, memang 100% at home lah. I think just went to the office sekali dua based if required je.
Alright, so memang tak masuk lab laginya.
Oh tak, so I'll be sharing nanti a little bit on because I made some career changes, bukan career changes lah, change of department.
That's interesting.
Alright, so I just start over lah.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, cool. So before I start sharing on the career path, just a little bit of my personal background. I'm 36 years old. Tahun ni in October going to be 37 years old, but well, kita umur kecil dulu kan before kita go to the once the birthday comes. Based in Kuala Lumpur. What I like to do, like foods, reading and traveling. What I read most of dulu I read more on the non-fiction, more on the fiction books. But now I think the preferences change. I think since last year during PKP, so I now read more on the fiction books, more on the innovation related businesses. One of my favorite book yang I think I read so far until now yang I suka is How to Pour a Cup into a Coffee. I think it's a story about how this founder of Starbucks started off dia punya company. It's actually he come with the idea of coming out the Starbucks tu. The Starbucks is actually just a coffee roastery. Dia tak nak buat all this cafe like lah. But he get the idea when he went to Italy, where people come drink coffee on the go. And then he proposed the idea to the Starbucks company, tapi Starbucks don't want to pick it up. He established another company, a coffee company, try to do the franchising, and later on dia beli balik Starbucks tu. So now he's the founder, and I think if you read the book, it is a really good book. You can learn macam mana they come out with the Frappuccino, why there's a story behind when the barista asking for your name. Kenapa ada all the reasoning lah why all the cultures in Starbucks. Okay. So anyway, I went to Yeah, that's interesting. So it's a very light reading, and dia bukan buku yang baru ditulis. I think quite sometimes, but I pick it up from some from one of the influencer. So okay lah, just pick it up. Oh, this is actually very interesting. Okay, so I went to Batur Girls School in Kuala Lumpur. So kalau siapa pernah pergi, dia betul-betul kat Jalan Tun Razak. So my school is really exactly in the middle of town. Dulu kalau main bola, main bola jaring ke, main rounders ke, kadang bola tu boleh pergi dekat middle of the road. And then in Form 1, I went to MRSM Kuala Kelawang in Jelebu till Form 3. And I continued at MRSM Serting Form 4 to Form 5. And then I enter UIA, Matriculation Center. I know sekarang panggil Center of Foundation Study CFS. During my time dulu panggil MCIIUM. And then in 2004, during that time in Gombak campus, so I took biotechnology, and I was one of the Yayasan Sime Darby scholar. So that explains why I work in Sime Darby lah pretty much. And just to share a little bit kenapa I choose biotech as my study. The reason is during that time I was my favorite TV series is actually CSI. So masa tu macam wah canggih lah kerja CSI ni, boleh buat analysis pakai all those canggih-canggih machine. And then during that time I was also macam interested to do a bit more on the macam preference towards the forensic biotech lah. But then I think after a few years of study and then knowing, I mean kita kenal diri kita sendiri kan, we know about ourselves that I don't think I want to work in the forensic industry. So my concentration during my time, there's only two. We only have food biotech and also another one environment biotech. So betul. I did food biotech. And I think in a way the subjects that I learned myself, food biotech tu helps me to prep for my my career lah. Okay, so if you see the photos, some of the photos, these are my families, my parents. My dad dah pension pun, so they are staying at home currently. Then my sisters and some of my travelling photos. This is pre-COVID time lah.
Masa kenduri kan Mak ya?
Kan? Ada siapa bercakap tu?
Okay,
alright.
So okay, you can proceed.
Okay, alright. So, alright. Okay. I started off with Sime Darby Plantation in October 2008 until August 2016. I first started dengan Sime Darby Plantation R&D department. So I was based at Sime Darby Plantation Technology Center. Currently the office dekat UPM, MTDC building. So we rented there. So we have our labs. I think four main labs. I think the most advanced I will not say advanced lah, but we have the genomic labs there where we do our all-palm genome study. Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, bukan Sime Darby ke yang ada berjaya untuk sequencekan the whole palm oil genome kan?
Ya betul. So they launch masa tu 2000, if I'm not mistaken, I can't exactly remember the year. 2009 or 2010, just masa I just started lah in Sime Darby Plantation. So it was a very high profile, very secretive punya project. So masa tu kita pun tak sure actually, macam for me because I was not part of the project. Masa I masuk, I was involved more in algae project and also padi. So what I did in R&D for the first few years is actually doing molecular biology. So I was like doing more macam algae ni kita nak buat as a model system. Model system macam kita nak buat macam E. coli and also untuk sebab dah lama tinggalkan saya dah lupa dah nama dia. Yeast tu, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, so as a model system because we wanted to test our genome, our all palm genes, those yang responsible to produce oil. So we want to pick actually a good model system to test these genes. And sebab oil palm is more complicated as compared to sama ada kita buat padi, all these seasonal crops, and the genome map is also big, is bigger than all the seasonal crops. That's why we wanted to use a more advanced cell system. So that's why we tested using algae. And then for padi, what I was involved in is more, we developed a molecular marker to test for disease resistance. So we work closely with Mardi that time. And during the research work, I was fortunate lah. I was given an opportunity to pergi ke International Rice Research Institute, which is in Los Banos, Manila, for a 2 weeks training over there. So masa tu tak pernah pergi Philippines, first time nak pergi. It was very interesting because all the researchers, especially those from Vietnam, Thailand, India, came there where we learn on the basics of the padi molecule, padi rice molecular marker ni lah. Alright, and then after that, I think in 2011, we started off I started off joining the oil palm genome project team, but I was responsible to do a study on the high yield genes for the palm oil. So what we wanted to do, from the mapping of the genes, apa yang kita dah identify dah, which genes are responsible for high yielding. Sebab this is important sebab nanti bila kita nak tanam the plant, we want to plant the palm oil on the field. Previously what we do, we plant the oil palm, then only after 3 years we can see the yield in terms of the fresh fruit bunches and also in terms of the oil produced. Okay, so what we want to do with this oil palm genome is that we have this seeds yang kita dah pre-select earlier. So masa dekat nursery kita boleh cut the leaf, then we do the genotyping, and from there kita dah tahu dah, okay, only this particular seedlings yang kita patut tanam. Sebab then let's say out of this 100%, let's say from all these 100 tree, 80% can produce higher yield. So kita dah reduce the losses lah daripada kita tanam all those low yielding palm. So the project started way early before I joined Sime Darby Plantation, but we have a launch on the to announce that kita Sime Darby Plantation berjaya untuk sequence of palm genome in 2010, and our first commercial planting of the genome select was I think last 2016. And now we even have harvested the fruits, and we can see the results lah. So the plan is actually to commercialize the planting of the genome select seed for Sime Darby Plantation. And then after that, after the project, I did a bit more research on industrial biotech, di mana I was involved with a collaboration study between a lecturer in UKM and also a university in Germany, where we want to produce amino acids using yeast. So, but I did not finish the research because in August 2016, what I did, I make a decision to change from R&D into corporate. So in October 2016 to October 2019, I was in Sime Darby Renewables. What I did back then is mainly on the technology and business evaluation. So masa tu Sime Darby Plantation wanted to do on venture capital portfolio lah. So we wanted to look at all the startups yang biotech. So for example, I think previously we have invested in one US company. And then after that, because of the economic and then because of the CDO price pun go down, we are not actively doing the VC exercise anymore. And in 2018, there's a slight change of portfolio. So I started more on the innovation management portfolio. Okay, so mungkin some of the students ataupun the audience wondering lah kenapa I make the changes from doing full R&D. So masa kat R&D memang I would say 80% of my job is in the lab and 20% doing some administration, also management. So includes lah
pure scientist
writing
lah
papers, IPs. Memang pure scientist. Memang masuk kerja pukul 8.30 sampai 5.30 tu memang
Masuk lab
buat lab. So macam in between if you include
macam
masuk lab
Prof
lah,
Rush lah,
pakai
macam
whiteboard
Prof
lah.
Rush lah dulu kira.
Lebih kurang lah. Macam masa buat final project macam tu.
Betul.
Tapi hari-hari. Hari-hari buat. Okay. Then I made the decision to change sebab I feel that I want to learn more. Macam mana I can utilize this technical knowledge yang I ada untuk buat benda lain. So given with my biotech background, that's why my ex-boss actually offered me to join the department to do more on the technology version. So bila kita nak tengok startups ni kan they have their IPs, they have their technology, apa proses dia buat. So what I did is actually to evaluate lah sama ada the process the processes validated ke tak, does it make sense, how to scale up the process, and on top of that I also was exposed to do business evaluation lah. So kat sini during the early time I ada jugalah terdetik rasa macam betul ke the decision ni, because I was like macam comfortable kan doing R&D, hari-hari kita dah biasa, dah tahu apa kita nak kena buat. Tiba-tiba buat benda yang baru macam kena tengok buat financial modelling, do the market research. So those kind of things are very new lah, but luckily because of
lah kan.
Totally different thing. And tapi sebab ada team members, so we start slowly lah. So for myself, I start from below. So kita belajar lah macam mana nak baca kunci kira-kira ke out of the financial modelling kan, macam mana they calculate the cost of sales. Then slowly building the financial modelling, and sampai sekarang pun I still learning about that lah, especially on the business acumen punya area ni. Alright, and then my department we had a restructuring. So Sime Darby Renewables masa tu the units of restructured under Group Strategy Innovation. So Group Strategy Innovation is actually one of the department under Sime Darby Plantation headquarters. So we are like a support department lah to all our operations. So Sime Darby Plantation ni kita ada super nak explain about Sime Darby Plantation. So we have two main areas. The first one is upstream. So upstream ni kita consider daripada estate to our kilang kelapa sawit yang produce crude CPO, and then we have our downstream under our another entity called Sime Darby Oils. So kalau pergi supermarket nampak minyak alif, that is one of our product.
Okay.
So macam the Sime Darby Oils ni is more on the refineries, so production of different cooking oil, even kita ada vitamin E kita panggil natrio, all the oil and fat punya product lah. So we also have customers like Nestle. Kita ada special product yang kita buat khas untuk diorang. Okay, and okay, that is that. So for us, the Group Strategy Innovation, kita has a support system. So my unit is Innovation and Ventures, and since early last year, I was responsible to hold the portfolio of innovation. So basically, what I did is to manage the innovation for Sime Darby Plantation lah, the whole Sime Darby Plantation. This involve we develop an innovation platform sebab for a company macam Sime Darby Plantation kita dah lebih 100 tahun. So some of our practices are really traditional lah. Orang katakan proses lama, even kalau kilang-kilang kita pun ada yang pakai lagi proses-proses lama. So kita nak encourage innovation. So that our employees pun akan come up with a new initiative, improve the process. Now kita tengok pula IR 4.0, kita nak automate the process. Macam mana kita nak automate? Do we want to use drone to spray for our to spray for chemicals dekat estates? So this is where where we come into the picture lah. So kita sediakan platform for employees sebab we are very big company. Kita bukan saja dekat Malaysia, we even have our colleagues in Indonesia, in Papua New Guinea, in Netherlands, South Africa, Thailand. So we need a platform untuk where we can come together, share ideas, share views, and any projects yang kita ada atau initiative related to innovation, they can have a look. Sebab kalau tak nanti mungkin yang dekat Indonesia tak tahu apa yang berlaku kat Malaysia. So sometimes the idea tu they can just pick up, oh actually kita boleh buat dekat kita punya ladang juga. So this is part of my responsibility lah. And also this since especially because of COVID ni, just to share a bit, palm industry has been heavily impacted lah sebab kita memang heavily rely on foreign labours. So because of the COVID ni, many of foreign labours dah balik kampung masing-masing, and palm oil industry ni dia tak adalah seksi macam oil and gas company. So kalau tanya especially the youngsters nowadays bila nak masuk kerja ke estate tu tak berminat lah, kerja panas kan panas, kalau kat mill busuk melekit, but that's why one of our initiative is to get this new technology, automation, mechanization. Instead of pergi spray manually, kita pakai drone spray, so jadi drone pilot. So those are the initiative that Sime Darby Plantation are exploring. So one of the tasks that I was given untuk buat open innovation. So mana kita share kita punya pain points to external. So banyak platform kita pakai, and then kita scout for technology. So given the background that I have in my technical background, and also the knowledge that I have on palm oil operation, the operation, the processes, so we can, when we scout for technology ni, kita boleh evaluate lah the technology they have, whether it makes sense, whether it's cost economic for the company. And other than that, besides on the innovation, I'm also assisting my team to find for new businesses. So bila kita cakap pasal new businesses ni, because when people approach us, ataupun our main core business will be definitely related dengan upstream, which is kita punya estate, and also CPO production, ataupun downstream, the refineries. So kita sekarang also explore, Sime Darby Plantation explore apa lagi area-area yang kita boleh buat in order to generate new revenue ni. So contoh, for example, Sime Darby Plantation now explore renewable energy. So one of the area that we are working on is solar. So sebab kalau Sime Darby Plantation ni bila cakap pasal apa yang kita ada is actually land lah. Kita ada banyak tanah. So kalau those yang pernah, I'm sure semua orang pernah kan, kalau drive daripada utara selatan tu, daripada JB kalau sampai ke Penang tu, kalau kat Plus tu nampak ada banyak Sime Darby punya kita punya estate tu kat sepanjang perjalanan. So kita ada tanah, so we work with solar company untuk kira dia sewa tanah tu kat kita, so they can do the solar farm. Dan kita pun bolehlah get some revenue and also rental fee daripada business ni.
Do we have it now? I mean,
we have currently, kita ada satu dekat Penang border Perak tu. Wow. And actually I think for the recent one large scale solar punya project with our partners, ada different partner, kita dah menang ada 10 site. So we are going to do to go more into that lah. Cuma
that's interesting. Yeah.
Cuma in terms of evaluation of site tu pun kita tak boleh sebarang-sebarang nak bagi kita punya kawasan kan. Yeah. So kita what the team is doing is kita explore. Okay, mungkin some of the areas ada low yielding sebab sometimes kan because of jenis soil. So if you do anything pun you will not get the profit that you get from planting oil palm will not give you as much. So that's why we exploring different areas lah. Alright. So that's pretty much on my career pathways. Just to show some of the photos that I have. So kalau bermula daripada 2008 sampailah sekarang, actually we have, I myself have been participating in many conferences lah. Conferences, open booth, nak kata daripada present paper, present kat conferences, up to level jual baja pun ada. So kita ada juga, dulu kita ada business organic fertilizer, so jual lah kat makcik-makcik ni. So it's a very humble experience sebab nak convince makcik-makcik beli baja tu lagi susah daripada nak present paper scientific tu sebenarnya. And then this particular one is official launch of our Palm Oil Experience Center. This is one of the baby lah of the project. This is totally different daripada apa yang saya dah buat selama ni, what I have done, which is related to palm oil. This is when we open our Carry Island. So Carry Island ni kita ada facilities lah. So facilities ni normally is being used by our internal people for team building, conferences. So now we open up to outsiders. So anyone yang datang, nak duduk, nak buat filming pun boleh. So itu even last year we have, last 2 years sebelum COVID, we have Police Evo 3 film there. Ada lagi 2 movie kisah tapi semua tak release lagi. And what we did is actually the Palm Oil Experience Center ni is a one-stop center where you can learn about palm oil. Kita ada all the processes, even ada VR video, so you can wear the goggle and experience macam you dekat estate lah, tengah tengok macam mana orang harvest buah dekat palm oil mill, macam mana proses daripada buah tu disterilizkan untuk jadi CPO, dan sampailah ke refinery where you can see bottles of olive to produce. Other than that, of course ada team building, ada treasure hunt. Then we have, this is one of the big event that I've organised with my team, which is Innovation Day 2019. It's an internal program tapi kita showcase all R&D projects, all the innovation initiative, and also kita ada invite speakers from Google, from Asia to share diorang punya innovation initiative. Alright, Zack, that's basically pretty much about the my career. Nak kita nak buat ni question dulu kan, atau just terus kepada tips for job hunting ni?
Boleh juga kalau, I mean, if let's say if anyone have any question, you can just type in the chat box, or you can just raise your hand. Kat sini tak nampak lah tangan kan, tapi kita boleh ada reaction raise hand tu, you can just click there, I can see it from here. But it's very interesting lah. I mean your career pathway is very colourful lah. Sebab aku tengok macam kau started from a scientist kan, pure science background, and then you jump into like not non-related field at all kan. Maksudnya masuk business development, and suddenly now in innovation where you create new stuff, new things yang is a big jump kan. So sebenarnya daripada sebagai seorang scientist, I mean not everyone can suddenly jump into different field kan. So dia punya motivation tu, what's the motivation basically? I mean because everyone dream of working as a scientist, betul tak?
Betul.
Semua orang, aku yakin semua yang dalam kita punya live hari ni, lepas grad biotech semua nak kerja scientist, majority lah. I mean I wouldn't say all, tapi you yourself, kau dah dapat opportunity tu, suddenly kau rasa macam okay lah, I want to do something else. So what's the motivation behind it?
I think satu because sepanjang in R&D tu what I have learned, sebab it's not only buat molecular biology tau. So I've done I've actually buat juga bioinformatics kit. So all the analysis of genome-wide association study, proteomics, fermentation. So I've got a bit here and there lah. I think because one thing sebab it's not a research company ke apa kan, kita is a part of corporate. So bila kita buat research ni dia laju sikit and memang because you have to answer to the bosses kan. They spend you this, okay, let's say 10 million ringgit in R&D doing genome research, genome ni, what is the return of investment?
So the pressure tu is there lah. I mean the pressure is much more bigger as a scientist. Okay.
Correct. And even kita
I've heard about it as well lah. I've heard about it as well lah, benda ni kan. Dia punya pressure when we because when they spend like Sime Darby kan, dia bukan, is a uh, private lah I would say kan. So
Mhm.
every single cent yang they spend tu memang they want to know where it goes lah, betul tak?
Betul. So memang macam my boss, our chief research and development officer, Dr. Hari Krishna ni, setiap kali
Yes,
kita orang ada
that
town
guy.
hall, kita orang setiap ada town hall,
Hmm.
mesti kena petik nama dia dengan our CEO. Macam, so Hari, where is the result? We are spending this, so you are put on the limelight kan. Okay, apa yang ada spend banyak ni? Mananya? Mana where's the palm oil that where's the palm oil that you be talking about? So the pressure is always there. So for us pun macam, I think one thing yang I learned in R&D back then, we should not attach ourselves to the project that much. Sebab macam when I did the earliest of my two project, the algae project dengan padi tu macam quite my baby jugalah. Then suddenly because of change of direction, they can just do it anytime kan. Then my boss kata drop everything, you need to focus on this one.
Okay.
So and in doing that one pun kita terus pick up, then okay, what are things that you need to learn. So it's a very fast pace lah, but I think because one thing juga we are provided with support and also expertise. So kita ada scientific advisory board ni consists of all the professors, the expertise from MIT. So they actually support us. So macam even dulu masa my time, we have a professor from National University Singapore and US. So professor ni every week datang to our office. We'll have a session. So each of the team akan ada session with him for him to go through what are our progress, what is the next step that we should take. So that in a way help us to expedite the research jugalah, I would say.
Sebab basically it's not easy for bila kita nak merge antara non-research and research kan. Because sometimes yang tak bekerja dalam lab, they wouldn't really understand well especially kan macam mana nak kerja dalam lab and everything. So we have few questions in the chat box. Okay, from Faris Saleh. So this is another guy lah yang aku akan call dia nanti. So dia tanya kat sini macam mana boleh jump to corporate pathway, sebab ada peluang terbuka atau memang pathway. I guess you have answered that question just now, right?
My kiranya peluang terbuka lah. My boss asked whether I want to join him in the new department, so I'll just give it a go lah.
Okay. And then Khairil Ikhwan, okay, dia tanya, I don't know whether biotech graduates have opportunity in oil and gas industry.
I think this one depends on what you want to do lah. So kalau I think in terms of research pun mungkin ada juga, sebab I think Petronas are embarking on like renewable energy kan. I think macam for us biotech, those who learn environmental biotech, of course you have that, the background lah, the background on the technical part. And let's say if you want to do a technical pathway, there's always also another pathway macam management ke, macam what I did the corporate pathway. So it's depends on, I would say depends on your interest. Where do you see yourself? Okay, sebab bukan semua orang pun sebenarnya nak jadi, bukan semua orang berminat untuk end up on the lab bench kan. Some people are not don't see themselves that way. So I would say ada. Cuma you have to build yourself lah, build your skills. Apa lagi kena belajar in order to equip yourself to be in the industry.
Betul. Sebabnya dalam oil and gas pun basically ada je field yang related. Sebagai contoh, kalau cakap macam Petronas kan, ada je job opportunities dekat Petronas Research. I have few friends yang sebagai contoh, ada yang bekerja dengan toksikologi pun ada juga. Ada Petronas, betul. So ada lagi questions from Syafiq Asia. So Syafiq ni bila kau cakap pasal drone tu, aku teringat kat dia. Sebab ini dia junior kita. Dia ni lah yang aku cakap suddenly kerja dengan drone teknologi tau. Budak biotech environment suddenly masuk drone. So dia tanya question kat sini, aku kan dia nak cakap tadi, tak apa. Question on career pathway. Based on your experience, how can we empower the biotech graduates towards current job market? So you want to answer this question sekarang ke tak? Sebab sekarang kita macam focus on your Sime Darby punya company kan, before we jump to the kau punya advice.
Tips ke
kan.
advice,
So,
ya.
kita boleh fokus on question yang related to Sime Darby dulu.
Boleh?
Okay. Okay. Soalan yang ni pun sama. I think you've answered this as well. Macam mana kau boleh jump into from science to corporate life kan?
Yeah.
So okay, aku ada satu soalan. I mean, looking at your background, kau lepas grad, kau ada degree, betul? And then you became a scientist. Tapi kau tak sambung master, kau tak sambung PhD. And then but you are still publishing like 10 high impact papers like more than me. I mean, aku tapi aku publish 2 je. So difference kan? So kau rasa I mean Sime Darby sendiri, adakah dia ada peluang untuk sponsor sambung belajar master, and do you have like that kind of intention untuk further your study to focus on certain areas?
Okay, memang in R&D memang it is encouraged to actually to further your studies. So many of my colleagues actually did their PhD while doing the research. So actually it's opportunity juga sebab they are working on the scientific area kan, certain area, contohnya proteomics, and they can use the lab. So tak payah berebut-rebut pergi university. We have all the facilities over there. At the same time, just finish the study. So many of them in R&D are PhD holders, master holder.
So they are doing 2 things at one time lah, maksudnya.
Sorry?
Maksudnya dia orang sambil bekerja, dia orang semua belajar juga. Is it like that?
Betul. So betul. Yes, okay. Betul.
Alright.
So I think we even have scholarship punya incentive program jugalah. So under yayasan or even under the employee punya benefit juga. So that's why you can pursue study. I got the opportunity tapi I did not pursue.
Alright.
Bila fikir-fikir tu macam
5 years ago?
Sepanjang is 5 years ago masa in R&D lah, sebab the bosses are always pushing Dr. Hari, pergilah buat, you already have the project. There's a matter of the formality kan, register.
Last time.
Tak nak lah. So I did not pursue, tak buat. So macam fikir patutnya buat juga kot, sebab bila now masuk corporate tak buat dah kan. But I guess ada ups, ada pro and cons lah. So if let's say I stay in R&D, I will pursue because I think it's needed as part of the corporate path. So different things lah. So macam for innovation pun, what I did, we had a certification on innovation management. So to learn the tools that we can, the tools on how to do ideation, process, those kind of thing lah.
Okay.
Alright.
So can you still go back to
the next question?
The lab. Hello. Sorry. Aku Hello. Alright. Sorry. Ada technical glitches sikit tadi.
Okay.
Okay. Kita go back to the question daripada Aizat. Dia tanya, usually in the company, the research being carried out by the company is based on the workers' suggestion or the company initiative. Maksudnya research yang kau buat dekat Sime Darby tu, adakah based on the need, the current demand by the company ataupun kau punya initiative sendiri?
Ada dua, but I think both ways. Tapi mainly would definitely be the company punya direction lah. So for example, apa yang see on labors. That's why tadi macam salah satunya kita buat drone spraying. We look at robots to even harvest palm oil. So that is one way. But of course the other way tu from the employee. That's why kita ada platform where the employee can actually share their ideas. But of course it depends. It should be tally lah to the company direction as well.
Okay. Alright.
So I will say both ways lah. Right.
Both ways lah. Okay. Another question daripada Alif Ruzaidi. For student without scholarship from Sime Darby, is there any opportunity for us to join Sime Darby R&D with a degree only?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Even sekarang we have, I think if the students aware, kita ada protege program.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So protege program ni is a 1-year training program.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I think they open ke tak open tak pasti. Tapi memang every year we will have graduates with us. So you can send the application. Depending on your interest, the placement will be suitable to your background lah. So macam for me myself, I have several protege dah. So sometimes from there, you get the opportunity to be absorbed as a permanent employee for Sanadi.
Alright. So dia macam
Degree cukup je.
dia macam jams macam tu lah. Dia macam program
Yeah.
latihan.
Yes.
They pay you like for 3 months, and then if they are interested, they absorb you into the company. Is it the same? Is it still like that at the moment?
Dia tak bagi you confirmation to be absorbed, tapi you there's an opportunity lah. So let's say there's an opening, you will be absorbed. Cuma the 1-year training tu kita akan train lah. So because I think what lack on the graduate is the
Experience lah.
experience, soft skills kan. So
Betul.
those kind of thing lah.
Okay, tak apa. Yang bab tu nanti kita touch kemudian.
Okay.
So ada lagi question tak related to Sime Darby. Okay, daripada Faris lagi, dia kata let's say the opportunity to move to corporate world is not there. Will it be quite difficult to shift to the corporate world?
How do I say this? I don't think it's difficult to shift. It's all about whether you want it ataupun tak nak. Opportunity you have to find because sometimes the opening is there. Cuma like I said, you have to also equip yourself with the skills needed. Sebab when we go to corporate world ni is different lah daripada technical. So I think that's why it's important to at least equip yourself with certain skills they need. Sorry. Yep.
Alright. Okay, so ada lagi questions yang related to Sime Darby. Anyone nak tanya pasal Sime Darby before we move to the next phase kan? Kita bercerita tentang hikayat hidup seorang graduan bioteknologi UIA pula tu kan. So we need to know this. And if student ada soalan from Arif Anaufal. Okay, so if students do an internship program in Sime Darby Plantation, will they be absorbed to work when they graduated?
There's a possibility. So that possibility, that's why I think masa you do your internship or your latihan, do it with wholeheartedly, buat bersungguh-sungguh, full dedicated, because you never know. Sometimes the opening is there. If you did well, then the employee could your supervisor, the bosses are interested to take you in, then you will get in. Because I think based on my experience before this, memang ada yang kita absorb daripada training program. Even daripada latihan industri tu sendiri ataupun even the protege program tu. So bila dapat peluang untuk protege ke latihan industri ke all this internship,
just grab lah kiranya.
Just grab and do your best. Sebab you never know your opportunity kan.
Okay, sebab apa? Sebab yelah Sime Darby yang industri yang angkatan dengan Sime Darby ni adalah macam Felda kan, Felda, Sime Darby, and then we have like FGV, and then kita ada apa, United Plantation. I'm not sure whether kita still ada or not. Ada lagi United Plantation?
Ada.
Golden
ada
Hope kan? UP IOI. So this
Golden Hope dah masuk bawah Sime Darby.
Okay,
so Golden Hope Guthrie is
Guthrie.
That's why kita jadi besar lah.
Okay, dah makan lah semua tu kan.
Yep.
So okay, so ada lagi ada soalan lagi yang related juga dengan kuasa. Given a chance from Syafiq Suraji, given a chance, will you consider returning to R&D again or keep on exploring for a more colourful career journey? As if it's good to pursue what you like or try and see what are you capable of doing? Panjang soalan dia ni, tapi lebih kepada dia nak tanya sama ada
betul lah. Whether I will consider going back to R&D lah.
Yeah. Kalau kau diberi peluang, like
basically if I was given a chance, if I want to go back to R&D pun, I will I will focus more on the commercialization punya part to bring what's on the lab to the market, because I think one of the important gap that we need to focus more, especially even in Sime Darby ataupun mana-mana company. I think that's one of the area lah.
Okay.
But I think for myself, I will explore other areas, because I think given whatever that I have, the technical background, and then I think the excitement is to learn new things. Walaupun susah at early stage, to be honest, I would say this. Sometimes memang pressure lah. Macam sometimes even doubt the decision whether betul ke kita nak buat, betul ke I want to do this. But once you can do it, you actually feel the excitement lah. Macam, oh, actually I can do this. And the technical background that you have to sort of like helps you to give you an advantage as compared to people yang don't have any technical background or experiences.
Okay,
so I think that's a plus point lah actually.
Betul. Just to share kan, aku pun macam satu soalan yang aku rasa ramai orang takut nak tanya, tapi actually kita sepatutnya kena berani tanya kan. It's not really sensitive lah, tapi adakah based on, adakah kau rasa kerja dalam bidang sains lab ni dia punya gaji sebagai contoh kan lebih how to say lebih interesting kan compared to kalau kerja dengan corporate. Sebab dulu last time bila aku grad, aku baru realise yang kalau kita kerja dalam biotech ataupun science based or science related ni, dia punya payment tu a bit lower lah compared to yang buat sales, yang buat I used to ask last time aku pernah kerja dekat JSK as a quality control punya analyst kan. And then suddenly aku lepak dengan brother-brother kerja-kerja bahagian teknik engineering kan. And then I mean we talk, borak-borak. Aku cakap, kenapa gaji abang besar sangat Cakap, dia bagi aku simple lah. Dia kata kau punya responsibility tak sebesar dia tau. So kalau dekat Sime Darby sendiri kan, adakah dia maksudnya dia promote you to join different field ni, ada initiative tak? Maksudnya you jump into different field, you have better opportunities in terms of payment, or or it's not because of that, basically because of totally pure on your interest itself.
Macam for Sime Darby Plantation itself, in terms of the career progression, even our not only scientists, tapi kita punya operation, kita ada operations kan. So all our operation guys are basically technical background lah. Kalau kita kata estate manager ke ataupun mill manager kan, but we have a program where they can be seconded to any of the departments in Sime Darby Plantation.
Okay.
So bila during the secondment ni, let's say 1 year, so they can learn about different things. So let's say lah daripada operation dia orang masuk HR, so they will learn about ataupun being exposed to doing all these corporate HR things, ataupun even masuk let's say strategy innovation to see how this team actually craft the strategy for the company. So bila different departments, different roles, they have different exposure. And sometimes the exposure also have different exposures with the senior management. So sebab sometimes contohnya macam kalau dekat R&D kan, kita kurang sikit lah exposure kepada our senior management per se. Tapi those yang macam for in my department, because we work closely with them, so we have more exposure. So with this exchange ataupun secondment program ni, it give opportunity. So people in the technical pathway, technical career path ataupun the operation guys to be exposed and also learn new things lah. So bila kita buat benda ni, so let's say when they go back to the operation, they actually knows what how's the corporate is like. So diorang actually can also educate and also help their team, the operations team, to how to say, kita cakap macam dia akan jadi they know lah what are the gaps yang diorang kena selesaikan, okay, macam mana nak meet the target. Sebab sometimes bila kita orang katalah macam for us pun, okay, duduk kat office boleh lah bawa aircon, tak rasa kita dekat padak kat field ni panas, you tak tahu apa masalah isu kecil-kecil kita ada. So with this with the exposure, so they build more the understanding lah. So in a way it improve also kita Sime Darby Plantation punya culture and also the businesses.
Okay, fair enough. Okay,
Hope
so
that answers
kita
the
pun
question.
basically So aku rasa kebanyakan soalan-soalan yang ada kat sini kita boleh related to the next phase of our session kan. So okay, so
Mhm.
kita proceed dengan kau punya slide tadi yang berkenaan dengan tips for job
Okay.
hunting. So after this we can ask we can exchange our thoughts basically with the audience on in terms of surviving in the working environment and everything, right? Okay, so please proceed with the next presentation.
Alright. Okay, just to share from my experience dengan from my experience and also how because I also I jadi interviewer untuk interview not only execs, I also interview because kita ada cadet program where we have a 1 year training untuk those graduates to be trained to become sama ada estate manager ataupun mill manager. So I think what's important yang from myself and also from the experience that I have is to have interest and aspiration. Sebab without interest it's difficult, sebab tanpa interest I think it's very difficult for you to push yourself forward. Sebab setengah orang kata tak apa, minat ni kita boleh pupuk kemudian lah ataupun tak apa kita, especially in I think current situation, nak cari kerja susah kan. Bila interview budak-budak, students ni graduate dia cakap tak apalah puan, kita ikut je rezeki mana Allah nak bagi. Dia bagi kat situ kita ikutlah situ, kita bagi kat situ kita ikutlah situ, macam okay betul. I didn't argue with that, tapi macam bila you macam dia tanya are you interested to work in the estate, bolehlah kita susah cari kerja sekarang, so macam bila cakap boleh lah tu sebab
Dia
sometimes
punya
bila you dah
spark tu tak ada lah kiranya. The spark itself tu tak ada kan. Dia macam
tak ada. Nanti bila you ada issue in your work, it akan jadikan salah satu, it will be a challenge lah. Minat dah tak ada pula masalah. So I think it's very important for you to have first interest and then to see, okay, this is my interest, this is where I want to be in next 5 years. Apa yang where do I see myself? Do I want to become like the leading researcher ini, ataupun in 5 years I make sure I have PhD and nak jadi lecturer per se. Okay, so I pursue the teaching punya line. Kalau nak masuk corporate, so maybe with my degree in biotech, I go and learn buat kita sekarang kan banyak professional papers kan, in terms of kita panggil CFA ataupun even buat accounting. So because I in Sime Darby Plantation banyak yang with biotech graduates, engineers, engineering graduate, they go and do this professional certification, become a certified CFA, certified accountant, then diorang boleh buat corporate. So that's another pathway that's a big jump, but because of interest and it's actually besar jugalah apa I would say with the title kan. So when you want to go anywhere pun boleh. And secondly, continuous learning. Even at my level, I think even composite kita continuous learning kan, kita tak pernah stop learning. So macam for example from in R&D, I think I learn everything. Bila I go into corporate, have to start from zero. So basically duduklah even with someone yang with my team member cakap I don't understand macam mana nak tengok financial model ni, macam mana kita kira benda-benda ni, kenapa key assumption je macam ni. So you have to start from zero. So always learning, especially I think even in area kalau you go for to become a scientist, lagilah kan kita always to keep ourselves with the new technology. Dedication and hard work, I think that's important. Attitude and discipline. If you don't have discipline, I think susah, especially macam sekarang kita work from home. Tak ada bos kat depan mata nak tengok pun. Macam you buat kerja tak buat kerja, you masak kat tepi ke apa ke. So tak tahu kan. So but you yourself know lah apa yang you can achieve at the end of the day, apa yang you nak ni. So this I think some of the criteria ataupun criteria yang penting lah untuk our graduates. And another tips for job application interview, I think this based on my experience and also my friend. In terms when you apply for a job, sama ada through email ataupun platform, okay, important thing of course you have the cover letter dengan your CV. Tetapi sometimes kita dapatlah email ni dia tak ada pun kata pembuka ke apa, dia hello je. Hello, ada kerja kosong tak kat CV? Tak boleh lah macam tu kan. So kena ada proper introduction. My name ini, I would like to know if there's an opening, these are my CVs and cover letter. So you might be surprised, but we did receive this a lot. So sometimes dah lah kalau datangnya orang-orang HR atau orang macam kita ni macam banyaknya kerja nampak pula email tak sopan macam tu, kita remove je. So you already lost your opportunity. So that's really important sebab you represent yourself in terms of an email. Okay. And then just few tips on the during interview session. Appearance is important. We tak adalah nak make up pakai bulu mata lentik ke apa ke, tapi kenalah kemas. Especially now kita buat banyak online interview, so make sure the background tidy, janganlah belakang ada kata tak kemas ke, so make sure it's proper. Study about the company and position that you're applying. No jokes. I've interviewed candidate, dah habis hujung dia tanya, puan saya puan ni daripada mana ya? Dah banyak dah soalan kita tanya, buat tanya kita pada company mana. So macam do your research and tak banyak pun sikit tak apa, at least you know about it. Communication, body language, because I think that macam in terms of interest kan, we can see your body language, whether you actually interested ke, you fake it ke, ataupun we can, I mean especially experienced interviewers, they can read it. And also ask questions. So any question that you, bila sebab normally interview akan cakap, okay, any question that you have, you can just let us know. Then you can just ask the question lah better. Alright, I think that's pretty much I have for tips for job hunting.
Alright, okay. So kita teruskan kepada soalan-soalan panas yang ditanya oleh kita punya audience kan. Okay, ni soalan berkenaan dengan, aku rasa related to this topic that we are currently discussing lah. Dia tanya, Syafiq Drone je lah, based on your experience, how can we empower the biotech graduates towards current job market? At course, we are more focusing on scientific research and not much exposure on the other area, for example, technologies, sales and marketing, operation and so on and so forth. So mungkin kau ada opinion on this before aku answer from behalf of the department?
Okay, okay lah, in my opinion, like I said, it's all about interest. Satu sebab I mean you guys graduate sekarang very IT savvy kan, so to do a bit more reading, I think to find the opportunity tu tak susah lah sekarang. I think platforms are there. In terms of how to say, to empower current job market ni is very competitive. So even you are first class graduate pun doesn't mean that you will be accepted. And sometimes kalau macam for me personally, when I look at the CGPA is of course important lah kan. Tapi when we do the interview ataupun when you do your training, what I look at is more in terms of your attitude and also your personality lah. Sebab ada je yang high scorer tapi cannot speak, tak boleh nak approach people. So soft skills are actually very important. Soft skills is very important.
So it's still the main priority, like I mean the soft skill ni daripada zaman dulu sampai like 10 years, 20 years is still like the most important thing yang I mean all graduates should master kot.
Yeah, I macam okay lah, not apa tak fair juga sebab you nak paksa masuk je you kena terrace buat apa benda kan, macam you should be able to do this and this. We have expected, we of course there's an expectation, but we also understand macam because you have no experience, so of course lah kita tak boleh expect you can just become like that kan. Tapi improvement tu kena ada, ataupun you willing to learn, willing to try tu penting juga tu. Setengah tu macam bila kita suruh macam perlu ke macam okay, so I mean in terms of attitude lah, and now sebab I think in terms like macam tadi I think Syafiq tanya kan, more focusing so much exposure on technologies areas marketing. Now with COVID ni, a lot of things are being done online, so you can see a lot of conferences, a lot of online seminars, so just hop on it. Belajar je sebanyak yang mungkin sebab so that at least you expose, you learn, then you can equip yourself with the knowledge.
Betul, sebab just to add a bit lah kan from the question, just to respond the question from Syafiq Q ni. Dia ni basically kita punya junior lah. I mean dia bawah aku 2 tahun. So
I see, okay.
From academic point of view mungkin kita boleh tengok sebab kita as a lecturer kita kena comply with all the course outline yang kita ada kan. Ingat tak dulu waktu kita belajar degree kita ada course outline kan, kita ada all the chapters yang we need to make sure that complete to our students. So actually apa yang Syafiq Q suggest ni betul. Maksudnya we need to maksudnya kita perlu mengculturekan all this new type of knowledge enrich towards our students so that bila dia pergi interview dia tak adalah only macam photostat kan. Sekarang ni orang cakap universiti ni macam kilang kan, dia just chop.
Okay.
Keluar dia keluar buku, itulah yang dia keluar. Tapi sebenarnya that's a challenge as well. Sekarang ni pun kita ada banyak social media, kita ada banyak YouTube in which kita boleh mengenrichkan benda ni sendiri dalam all our students. And plus kita pun ada every time kita ada frequent academic review kan. So di mana kita di universiti pun memang kita akan sentiasa di soal siasat lah oleh panel-panel yang nak tanya the relevancy of our department. Jangan ingat kerja lecturer ni stable. No, not really. Sebab at the moment nowadays, sekarang kita pun nak cut cost doesn't mean that sekarang aku kerja lecturer doesn't mean that aku akan stable macam ni. Tak juga. Sebab kita as time goes by, everyone akan mengquestionkan the relevancy of your position. I mean, kenapa you kena ada degree in biotech kalau you tak dapat nak meet the demand? Jadi kita kena, as a lecturer, kita kena jadi kreatif. Jadi kita kena make sure yang all the things yang kita ajar dalam kelas, walaupun kita ajar berkenaan dengan DNA, extraction, tapi macam mana kita nak relatekan that with the needs in industry kan? Macam mana you nak buat sales, macam mana you nak buat kit, DNA isolation kit, simple. Macam mana you nak buat machine PCR yang tak perlu nak spend thousand. Tapi benda-benda tu, itu bergantung kepada how the university itself try to, nurture the lecturer lah, so that the lecturer can, bagi that knowledge pada student. Okay, so kita let's go to the next question. Okay, Rahil, dia tanya, what are the skills that you wish you had learned sooner to cope with your current career, or important skills that you think a graduate should prepare themselves?
Alright, I think for me myself is to learn a bit more, should equip myself with the financial modeling. I think because I'm moving from the technical to corporate, so it's not really financial modeling lah, tapi more on the economics, the markets, the businesses. To be honest, I myself masa was in R&D, I didn't really read much on the businesses. I didn't really read much on the marketing. So when I did the career change too, is actually needed, and I think is really important regardless of your career to actually expose ataupun know this lah. Sebab because especially when you working, I think not even only for corporate, even siapa yang work in the build their own businesses, important juga. Even lecturers pun macam kau cakap kan, kita how to relate to the world out there, dunia sebenar. Sebab sometimes bila kita macam budak-budak ni kan belajar cerita dia katakan in terms of the DNA extraction ke apa, you notice that because of the COVID ni, suddenly biotech tu jadi macam very huge lah. So macam semua orang tahu PCR tu apa, benda RT-PCR tu. So macam I macam okay, I know about this one. Actually berguna aku punya technical background on this RT-PCR. Apa tu genome sequencing, kenapa ada variants of COVID ni. So so you have to be proud of the knowledge that you get. It's actually, dulu mungkin orang tak nampak, tapi now kalau macam contohnya nak buat test kit tu kan yang dekat lab tu, betul. It's considered a very skill job. Bukan semua orang boleh buat benda tu.
Talking about that, sebenarnya kita kadang-kadang kita terlupa yang sebenarnya kita perlu jadi sedikit opportunist lah. Sebagai contoh aku bagi sekarang kan bila cakap pasal COVID, everyone talk about PCR, everyone talk about RT-PCR. suddenly semua cakap pasal benda-benda yang related to biotech, tetapi sangat kurang ataupun input yang digunakan oleh graduan-graduan biotech ni. I mean, not many of us yang pandai in terms of social content creator sebagai contoh, social media, I mean, most of the thing yang di-share dalam social media kebanyakannya dikongsi oleh orang-orang yang mungkin tidak ada background dalam biotech itu sendiri. And then we couldn't see this as a job. Actually, it can be I mean, macam kita boleh diubahkan sebagai job opportunity sebenarnya.
Right.
Jadi YouTuber sebagai contoh. And macam mana kita nak counter Mak Teh yang provide yang tidak mempromotkan tentang macam mana Mak Teh boleh cakap tentang vaksin, tetapi 100 kita tengok kasi 89 partisipan kita dalam ni, berbanyak pada dalam sini yang kita jadi keyboard warrior untuk cuba fightkan benda ni dalam social media kan. Tak ramai. So okay, so let's go to the next question. Daripada siapa tadi Okay, Syed Muhammad Nakib. Muhammad Nakib dia tanya, what was your biggest challenge you faced when you jump ship to the corporate world, given that you transition from a practicing scientist to a strategist or corporate woman? This is a very
I think like I mentioned before, the biggest challenge is to learn the new things lah. Because when it's total different environment. I remember when I started off in Sunderberry Renewables ni, masuk je pukul 8, pukul 9 tu dah ada meeting. During that time the meeting is up to 7 PM at night because we had discussion with the companies all over the world. So to cater to the time zone kan. And during that time macam when the terms that being used, because the commercial terms, because I was in R&D is all about technical terms. Kita cakap pasal DNA lah, kita cakap pasal transcription factor lah, all those jargons kan. Then suddenly change into corporate, suddenly cakap pasal ROI lah, pasal profit lah, how do you the commercialization cost lah, macam apa ni. So that is my biggest challenge. And like I said, macam I doubt myself, macam betul ke the decision that I made, should I go back to R&D, because that was like my kita panggil apa, tak ingat terms tu.
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone. So on comfort zone, then suddenly you go into something like, and you go there, you are new, that all the people around you semua tahu what they're doing. So you macam okay, whether I will flop myself doing this ataupun apa. So but what I did is I gamble. Okay, I will learn, just ask questions regardless who you are. Even I go back to macam nak belajar pasal economic terms kan, financial terms, I terpaksa buat lah nota. Oh, this one cakap pasal benda ni sebenarnya. Oh, this one cerita. So macam budak-budak baru nak belajar balik. So that's what I did lah during the early times.
State of not giving up, or maksudnya lebih kepada macam willing to learn lah sebenarnya kan.
Willing to learn, ya.
Kita tidak ada put sebarang boundaries in our working ataupun career pathway. Betul tak? I mean,
betul.
You never know, mungkin ada 5 years Nurliyana Ruzlan akan jadi the next CEO for Sime. We never know kan. We never know. So if this is true, dan kita semua agak sangat bangga lah daripada biotech department sendiri kan. Okay, so ada question daripada yang related to this one as well, daripada Siti Fairuz, your best friend ni. Dia tanya,
hi Fairuz,
opportunity for us to do some industrial attachment, maksudnya lecturer lah. I mean,
okay.
Dia bagi hint ni sebenarnya.
We open for collaboration. So I think even now pun our R&D ada several collaboration with universities, even I think UKM, UPM. Tu lah, I tunggu juga UIA, tak pernah dengar pula dekat R&D tu dengan UIA. So but if you got interested, you can approach me. I can connect you to my R&D colleagues.
That's great.
Macam sekarang, but just to share a bit more, our pain points currently is on mechanization and automation of palm oil, of our estate operations. We're looking for AI, those kind of stuff. But of course, macam for our downstream, we are looking at products innovation. So if you let's say have anything yang related to the area, can push can let me know lah, can send me an email ataupun you can get my numbers from Z or even Fairuz.
Okay. So aku ada question. I have one question yang related to okay. So can you relate with your previous experience kan? I mean, you've been actively involved with all the co-curricular activities. Kau main netball lah, kau became the secretary for Science Student Society and the most legendary society in UIA.
In course.
UIA lah kan,
Okay.
So how do you think all of this help you to become what you are now at the moment? Adakah all of this, all the things yang in your life before yang berlaku, dia ada you looking back at what had happened last time, ada tak benda yang macam like you still appreciate, alhamdulillah aku belajar benda ni dulu, kalau tak I wouldn't be like where I'm now kan?
I think involvement dalam in the social communities, the social things like in the university kan, the student societies, playing netball. I think masa time kita jadi part of the, tak tahu sekarang panggil apa, sciences lagi kena tukar nama dah. Masih lagi sciences. So we go to the kita pergi sekolah lah, kita ada juga buat macam all the events where the students come in kan. Program management tu definitely help me because macam as of now, part of my portfolio is to do programs. So kita buat banyak events. So it sort of like macam a platform lah. Dulu kita dah pernah buat AGM lah, dinners lah, all this program saya masuk kampung lah, apa benda. So it does help lah kan. It does help. And actually all this thing yang actually develop your soft skills. Sebab kalau you pergi kelas by kelas je, tak adalah banyak sangat benda. I mean in terms more on the belajar lah kan, the knowledge. Tapi bila you involve on this things, like you ada meeting, you attend meeting, then you buat program, it somehow build your soft skills. So I think it's important, but this help to build your personality. And this can further refine masa you started working.
Okay, betul, setuju. So what's your opinion? I mean, there are some students, even like me last time, I mean ada student yang tak berminat pun nak kerja lepas dia graduate biotech. Dia tak berminat pun nak kerja dalam bidang biotech. I mean, they want to jump into different field, but they have the degree in biotechnology kan. I mean, looking at you right now, engkau adalah satu contoh hidup orang yang daripada biotech pindah ke so corporate world. So any advice for biotech graduates yang insyaallah soon yang yang tak nak menceburkan diri dalam bidang biotech but then still want to be successful in life, especially bila nak cari new working field kan. So any advice on that?
I think many of kita punya kawan-kawan pun banyak yang memang tak pursue either biotech.
52%.
So I think some of them I think lecturer tu kira dekat dah lah tu. Even not become lecturer, jadi I think masuk government servants lah. Banyak lah. Memang ada yang jadi totally outside of the field. My advice is, that's why interest is important, your interest and aspiration, and willing to learn. Itu je. Sebab let's say you don't want to pursue biotech but you want to do something like you want to go into corporate, you want to become a financial analyst per se. So of course you will do your studies, what are the skills required, okay, and what are the programs. But I think now many of the organisation or company memang provide programs, platform for graduates. I think it's memang part of the requirement by the government also are pushing this. So most of I think the JLCs are doing the protege program. I think even for Sime Darby we have I can't remember the name, tapi it's something like management training. So it's like it's a bit more customized ataupun special. So they pick up tak banyak lah kalau protege tu, because we have like hundreds proteges at one time, but this program, graduate program, management training or something like that, but about like 30-40 graduates join the program, given then they do the 1 year 2 years training. So if they success, sometimes even bila absorb to for example in Sime Darby absorb, you are terus lompat pergi the next position, not even as executive but to the senior executive position, so you're paid more. So I think these programs are open to by and offered by many organization, offered by companies. So I have to kena rajin sikit lah, do a bit more research.
Betul, setuju. So, okay, kita ada question. Anyone, any question? Okay, satu lagi question daripada Siti Fatimah. Siti Fatimah Zakaria from CTS. Dia tanya, subject management for science student still ada lagi tak sekarang?
Itu soalan untuk kau tu, Zack.
Ini salah dengar.
Management for science.
Mungkin Fatimah nak tanya in terms of in Sime Darby kot.
Management of okay. Something like economic kita belajar. I think one of the subject that we have to take, right, as the kuliah required ke apa benda tak. Yeah, actually that will help because it give you an overview of the business. But I sorry to say I can't remember the subjects punya content. But I remember this part is one of the way lah yang macam dia ajar you pasal business related punya knowledge sikit.
So I think we do have that subject. I think we still have kita ada commercialization in biotechnology.
Yang kau ingat. Yeah.
So we are trying our best to try to every single year kita cuba nak membelagaikan kita punya method of teaching lah, so that the students will always be fully equipped. Sebabnya kadang-kadang textbook is like 10 years ago punya textbook, tak sama dengan teknologi yang sekarang kan. Okay. Alright. Okay, so ada orang suggest kat sini graduate accelerated program. Betul lah ni.
The program name yang Sime Darby also is actually graduate accelerated program. GAP.
Yeah. Betul. So what do you think? So okay, one more question lah. Aku nak tanya tentang related to job hunting. What do you think about the current status of you've interviewed quite a lot of fresh graduates, I would say.
Yep.
And what are the things that lack towards most of them other than social skills, in terms of dia punya CV ke, penulisan CV tu adakah how they present the email. Sometimes benda-benda sekecil as email, how you communicate to email, how you what the name, how you make your own email pun ada jadi isu juga dulu kan.
So, your email. So kau janganlah letak apa
benda tu memang
yes, benda tu berlaku. So have a proper email please. Betul. Kalau boleh nama sendiri, kalau macam contoh my name Nurliyana Ruzlan dan nurliyana.ruzlan@gmail.com. Jangan letak bicara hati ke whatever ke, so kind of thing. Please don't. It's really matters for us. I think for us, I believe to the employers. Email memang email manners is very important. It can be a go or no go for you. Wow. I have friend in HR, kalau you punya email setakat tak ada subject, just tulis satu line, hello saya nak is there a chance for me to apply for a job here, dot attach, memang 100% your email will be ignored. So please have a proper email, title, subject, request for, if let's say if you look at in many of the official company website, they will have a vacancy. So let's say you have identified a vacancy and you not apply, so put the name of the name of the position there you want to apply for that job. Have a proper email, introduce yourself, that you're interested, attach the CV, the cover letter. You can even put some of the content of your cover letter inside the body email. Have a proper regard sign. Make sure you have proper references. So that's important lah, sebab that's the first step kan. So kalau orang tak baca email you dah, opportunity dia pun gone. So you have a proper email that will help you to, at least HR will pick up, there's a application. So when we want to shortlisted for the candidates, you'll be considered lah ataupun shortlisted.
Maksudnya kita kena work on to increase our visibility lah. Right? So the visibility can be increased not by using creative email address. You can increase your visibility in terms of your content, how you present yourself. Now people are using LinkedIn punya social media, ramai yang dah dapat kerja melalui, I myself, aku dah dapat get in touch with all my potential clients and also potential collaborators melalui LinkedIn sendiri. So the fresh graduates have to fully utilize the social media,
platform,
jangan focus too much on Facebook or
Instagram.
or TikTok ke.
Yes.
But we do have the LinkedIn. I still remember when I was in the UK last time, dia datang, the company came to my department and they it was like 2013. During that time, the UK government does start to promote the use of LinkedIn in order to increase the visibility of fresh graduates for potential employers. So that's the thing yang kita kena take note jugalah. Betul tak? Okay, there's one more question daripada Farid. Any 2 cents on pursuing postgraduate study in this current pandemic? Ini pun aku setuju juga dengan soalan ni sebenarnya.
I think you can go for it if you memang it depends on what you want to do. If you want to do science, you can go for MSc. If you want to do MBA pun bagus juga. So I don't see why don't you proceed. But let's say if you want to do, I think it depends lah sama you nak buat full time ataupun part time. Because both will actually give you the opportunity to be satu you belajar benda baru, and also if you do the part time it give you both like experience the working experience and also the additional certification.
That's true, betul. Okay, there's one question from Abdul Latif Beno. So Abdul Latif Beno, if you remember him,
Of course I remember him.
Our current Deputy Dean of Academic Affairs.
Woo! Percayalah.
Percaya kan. So Academic Deputy Dean yang main. So dia tanya, salam tuan, bukan tuan, Cik Nurliyana. Salah ni Latif ni. Would love to have some views from the panel on the direction of companies, especially during this pandemic time, in terms of the graduate employment. I guess it's the same, right? It's related to the question that we asked previously.
Yeah.
Betul.
Of course the number of positions are lower, tapi we do all this program, the protege program, especially the GLCs, so there's opportunity. In terms of macam for us in Sime Darby Plantation, we are interested to get graduates to work with us, but we found that I think the job is actually open, especially in the operation, in operation punya sectors lah, the estates, the mills, tapi the interest is not there. So I mean, let's say I interview 10 people, 2 je I guess really interested to do it, the rest okay lah I do it because okay lah tak ada kerja kan, kita buat je lah. Because macam for us we even provide additional 1 year training so that you'll be equipped all the knowledge to run the operation. So I'm not sure when is the opening lah, but every year we have this program, so it opens to graduates yang berminat untuk masuk to our operational estate and also our mill.
So it seems that Sime Darby dia memang ada satu platform lah for those who really want to pursue or really want to work with Sime Darby. They have the platform on how you can enrich yourself with all this latest skills and everything, right? That's good.
Memang ada. So memang yang untuk 2 tu memang I think it's a yearly program. Sometimes I share on my tahun ni I tak share kot, tapi I think last few years back I share on my LinkedIn. I think on my Facebook, I'm not really active on Facebook, so I did share it. So if any student yang berminat ke can apply. So you will given allowance sepanjang setahun tu given on-job training, and if you pass both the exam and also the on-job training, you will be absorbed automatically after 1 year. So that's already a platform lah for us.
So I mean that's a good that's good to know about that. Sure. Okay, so Nurliyana, kau in your opinion kan, I mean kita ada biotech graduates we have from UPM, from UKM, from UMS, from USM, from all universities nowadays they offer biotechnology, betul tak? So, as a biotechnology graduate from UIA itself kan, what are the skills, what are the strengths that that we normally possess, especially from our own graduates from UIA kan? What are the strengths yang menyebabkan kita lebih menyerlah lah compared to other graduates from other university? I mean, I'm not saying other university is not good. Kita tak compare, cuma kita cuma nak cakap, okay, UIA, everyone knows that UIA, IIUM, they use English as their, main language. Does it help?
That definitely help sebab I think in terms of many of employments kita memang look at English as the communication medium. So the I mean, one of the strength for UI students is definitely English. Other than that, I think I would say maybe personality ataupun attitude wise. So I jarang jumpa. Unfortunately, I don't have many of the interviews that I conducted ataupun trainees yang from UIA. I had one, not under myself, not under my team, tapi under another team. Tapi dia bukan Biotech lah. I think she was maths punya graduate. So she was with us for 1 year under digital team. Very pleasant girl. Even before she completed her training, she got an offer from one of the company. Not with us, unfortunately. Tapi she managed to get lah. But very pleasant, good conduct of English.
Okay.
Yeah, Islamic values and tough. Yeah.
Yes. Betul lah tu.
That is definitely additional point lah.
Sebenarnya Islamic value ni kita tak nampak dari segi, we don't see dari segi berapa time you solat, puasa. It's not that lah. They basically that is what help you to become an ethical person, betul tak? I mean,
betul.
Kerja on time, datang on time.
Correct. The disciplines.
Discipline. So the values, betul lah apa yang saudara Izwan ini ada sedikit daripada Nat ni, your best friend ni, dia kata lifelong learning is very important. Keep learning new things or skills as an added value to your existing skills. Management skills can be learned along the way, don't worry. So ini nasihat daripada kakak Nat kepada adik-adik yang mendengar.
Betul. Management skills and all that we will learn masa you belajar lah. Tapi like I said lah, lifelong learning, willing to learn, willing to try, willing to learn tu is important. Sebab kalau you tak nak ataupun you tak ni, because I think how much people want to teach you, to guide you pun tak boleh. So it's all on you lah.
Okay, kita ada request daripada Syafiq. Dia kata dia nak say few words to add points. Yes, you guys are always welcome to interrupt. So sebenarnya kita buat session ni kita nak ada interaction. Tak adalah just between me and her. Tapi for those who want to say anything, please just say it. We are always open. So Q, you want to say something?
Okay, so kalau tengok dekat dalam soalan ataupun chat room ni, ada banyak lah student UIA yang mention pasal nak kerja on the corporate sector or not. Just my opinion lah saya punya opinion saya, nak masuk dalam corporate ni bukan sesuatu yang indah. Kalau tak saya boleh tanya dengan sis Nurliyana Ruzlan. Sebab when you go into corporate side, when you start doing go into business management, business development, sales and marketing, you learn something, you belajar something yang totally out of your comfort zone. So the best way actually to learn about this, you have to go to the operation job. Operation job ni maknanya okay lah, you nak go into BD side, business development, you nak pergi on the PR, public relation or whatnot, something yang you nak buat lah. So normally you kena go to the lowest level of job. So macam let's say you nak go business development, you kena buat sales marketing dulu. So sis Nurliyana kata betapa susah nak menjual racun, baja dekat makcik-makcik. So when you know, when you go to that operation job, bila you sendiri buat, then you understand what are the pain points. Sebab bila you tahu apa itu pain point, maknanya apa pain point ni bukan maksud dia kesakitan pada badan kita dan sebagainya, tak, kita nak tahu dekat mana kelemahan kita. Dan daripada situ bila you climb into the corporate punya division, baru you tahu okay, masa saya kerja dulu buat sales marketing, this is the pain point that we need to tackle on, so that our marketing team doesn't have to go into that difficulties. Betul tak sis Nurliyana? So sama juga macam tadi sis Nurliyana kata pasal buat kerja dekat mail, kata apa, buat kerja berat dan sebagainya. Actually for you to climb to become the manager untuk plantation, kalau you nak masuk dalam office, nak manage all this kind of like plantation, you kena tahu dulu apa jadi dekat dekat mill, you kena tahu dulu apa yang jadi, dekat nursery you kena tahu dulu apa jadi, dekat palm oil tu sendiri. Then baru you tahu, okay, bila you go into managerial position, baru you faham, okay, apa sebenarnya kesusahan. Kalau tak, nanti kalau you go direct to the manager position and you don't have that kind of like empathy in yourself, which is normally all these HR manager ataupun manager lah, kalau dia tanya interview tu, dia boleh pick up sekejap je sama ada you have that empathy, you have that skill, soft skill, management skill. So kalau you tak ada that, if you go into the executive level, you won't get that much respect from your subordinate. Sebab dia akan cakap, alah kau bukan tahu pun apa susah kerja dekat ladang. Trust me. So this is the thing that yes, saya tengok tadi ada yang mention underpaid dan sebagainya. So memang masa kerja mula-mula memang sangat teruk lah. I mean kalau you tak ada that kind of like hard skill, add-on value skill, you have to start from below. I mean you have to suffer from that 1 or 2 years, maybe 2-3 up to 3 years. Mungkin Sister Nurliyana dengan Dr. Zack dia pathway dia berbeza sebab they are from scholars and all that. Nanti kalau mungkin saya ada kesempatan, saya terus-terang cakap dengan anda semua, saya grad dengan CGPA saya 2.8. 2.8. Okay, so I'm not the excellent students. So kalau nak tanya lebih lanjut, boleh tanya dengan Dr. Faiz, saya punya classmate saya punya roommate saya. So saya grad dengan 2.8, but I'm here at which level that I'm struggling to lah. So I'm not starting like macam gaji tinggi dan sebagainya. So that's the point that I want to add into this lah.
Okay, thank you very much Q. Don't worry, I mean we will have another session with you. I mean kita memang nak panggil dia pun sebenarnya nanti. Tapi tak apa, dia dah bagi intro, so which is good. Any more comments from the, dia macam gathering guest lah sebenarnya ni, adalah gathering Science Student Society sebenarnya. Aku dapat tengok familiar name, ada student-student aku, ada yang junior-junior, yang first, but even we have Prof Ahmad Jalal Khan Chowdhury as well, you still
Prof.
remember
Jalal.
him? Prof Jalal
Yes.
is here with us today.
Hi,
Thank you
Prof.
Prof for joining. Basically dia duduk depan aku ya, so
Oh yeah? How are you?
Fine, thank you. Oh, remember me, Thanks
Of
a lot.
course. I can't remember the subject you teach, but of course I remember you.
What subject? Biodiversity.
no, she's
No, I'm
took food biotech last time.
for Biotech. I think one of the subjects, one of the subjects during our first or second year.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to ask you two things. First one, I happy that you follow my style. Very fast talking in the class also I used to do, and now you do the same thing. Number two, I just need your suggestion because student asking a lot of things, and you also look like now real professional bureaucrat. You said in the email simple and straight away. Yeah, it's true. But maybe you can share which area of biotechnologies, what are the skills except besides their graduate, there are a lot of interning experience, right? What are the area actually you know? But maybe we can give idea later. You can share these things to Zakwan or Dr. Madhyana that what our students have to be special skills to go Sime Darby. Everybody has their own requirements, right?
Yeah.
You cannot simply take biotechnologies, right? Maybe you can share some secret recipe to the head of the department, Dr. Zakwan, that what are the special skill you need for Sime Darby? So that our biotechnology lecturer students, those who are very good in terms of all aspect, and now only no result, we need also, in terms of entrepreneurship also the skills. Maybe you can share later to them.
All right.
At least student can know, because you can see now nothing is impossible, right? You show us now. That's really proud of you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Yeah, I'll definitely can share some pointers with Dr. Zakwan and Dr. Mariana and the other lecturers. I think the technical skills that we have, with the knowledge that we have, if you want to pursue the R&D or even the operations, is a plus point. Because and then like I mentioned, the additional 1-year program will help you to further understand the operations itself. But at least with the technical knowledge will help, because I think we learn about palm oil. I think one of those in our subjects, right? So that's already an overview of what plantation is all about. Other than that, I think in terms of the soft skills, if you have now with all the we talk about industry 4.0, so I think coding is can be an additional pointers. So because for us in Sandabi, we have now that even we focusing on data management team, we have a digital team looking at data leaks. So coding can become one of the attraction for us lah in Darby Plantation.
Okay,
What
so
else?
itu kena tulis tu. Siapa yang pandai, dia nampak tu apa yang
Coding.
manager tengah cakap. Jadi you should jot down. You should jot down coding. Okay.
Coding. Dia macam Syafiq mungkin dah terror nak
Dia dah bagi soalan bocor ni.
buat drive pula pilot the drones kan. That is memang at the moment kita memang roll out the program for drone spraying. AI, robotics. So if you know how to do engineering drawings, that definitely a plus point.
If I may add into it lah, so macam saya kata lah, sebab you guys student course and we are more focusing on the biology punya part, and obviously saya boleh berani kerak kuku lah, tak boleh kerak jadi berani kerak kuku yang your level of exposure and the technology is very much, orang kata apa, memang tak banyak. Saya rasa kalau you are memang suka teknologi part, then maybe you actually exploring that lah on the drone, AI, machine learning, kata apa, robotic dan sebagainya. So if I'm to add that pointer, kalau saya boleh add lah, tengok kepada company. Okay, semua orang nak kerja dengan Darby sebab Darby company besar, MNC. Siapa tak nak kerja? Saya dulu masa grad dulu saya nak kerja dengan Darby, tapi that level of orang kata apa, you nak go to that Darby level, hanya excellent cream of the top yang boleh dapat lah. Orang yang kata biasa-biasa ni, walaupun saya aktif dan sebagainya, you won't get that kind of like chances lah. I mean, tadi pun dia kata Asyik kena reject dan sebagainya, because you don't have that value added to that Darby. So I give you a pointer here. So Darby is a big company, so you understand what's the pain point. So macam Miss Lorna Assistant Lorna mention tadi, okay, diorang looking into drone, diorang looking into AI, diorang looking into robotics and whatnot. Okay, now you don't have that expertise, you don't have that knowledge. So macam ni you nak belajar. So okay, you boleh belajar pasal tu mungkin melalui YouTube dan sebagainya, but then you don't have the skill. Sebab in order for you to learn, you have to practice. Tapi let's say lah macam, okay, tadi kita mention pasal drone. So macam ni nak cari drone untuk nak terbang, nak fly drone dan sebagainya. So you don't have that kind of like kata apa, tools and then skill and then equipment and also trainers. So you go to the level below, you cari company yang offer this kind of solution dekat Darby. Because at the end of the day, Darby tak boleh employ kebanyakan orang. In fact, Miss Lorna, Assistant Lorna mention job opportunity dalam Darby sangat kurang. So you kena cari vendor ataupun contractor company yang buat kerja untuk Darby. So for example lah, company yang buat drone spraying dekat dekat mana? Dekat Lukut kan. So saya tahu company tu. For example, yang buat AI untuk Darby dan sebagainya. So you look for this company. They all normally memang ada dekat dalam LinkedIn, boleh try cari. So cari, maybe dalam Facebook pun ada. So cari this company and then you apply job with them. But in order for you to apply the job with them, you must learn something lah. Sebab some of these companies, they willing to give you the opportunity. Sebab for them, my company still want to grow and I need more manpower. Cumanya in terms of Darby, they are more careful sebab they are more on the orang kata apa diorang adalah orang yang bagi fund dekat company ni untuk buat kerja. So they have to manage the fund properly sebab at the end of the day diorang kena jawab dengan board of director, kena jawab dengan government and whatnot. So that's my tips lah basically.
Okay, thank you very much Q for your valuable input and insight as well. Okay, so any other question daripada audience sebab we don't have that much time. It's been like almost 2 hours kan, tak perasan kan. Okay, so since we don't have that much time, if there's no more questions from the audience, so I would like to thank Miss Liana for your time and also all the tips shared with the students. just to recap, I mean, Miss Nana did mention about how she jump, make a big decision by jumping from, typical, like, practical biotech based, working area and into a corporate world. So it is a big jump between that. So she also did mention about how students should enrich themselves with, all the soft skills that enable them to be much more visible, to be seen by the potential employers. So don't rely too much on your CGPA, or it is important. It is important to get, like, good marks and everything, but it is not everything. So in the end of the day, you still need to sell yourself. It's still human that judge you. It's still human that going to hire you. It's not robot. So kalau robot mungkin dia tengok result, dia very straight away kan. Tapi kalau human, they will look at another aspect as well. Okay, so we do appreciate your commitment in helping our department, Yana, especially in preparing our students to face the challenge after they graduate. Okay, so last but not least, any last words from you? I mean, what's next in your career?
Well, I'll see myself in Sime Darby, at least for now.
Okay.
But exploring definitely on the innovation portfolio and the business development part. I think one additional advice to the students is to have common sense. What I noticed also is common sense is lacking. So sometimes benda-benda yang simple pun, I mean, it's very difficult for me to say about common sense lah. Tapi I think Dr. Zakwan also, lecturers are also aware sebab benda common sense ni kena ada. Sebab sometimes whenever bila kita buat kerja seharian kan, when we do people so believe tak ada common sense, kadang macam it will be very difficult lah. And I understand one of the gap is the generation gap, especially with the graduates. I think most dah lahir tahun 1999, 2000 kot. Now for us, I think we are in the middle, so we have experienced the old way and the new way. Kita adalah generation yang internet yang kena dial in, tunggu berapa minit baru boleh masuk tu, tak ada smartphone ke ada smartphone. And even kalau I think corporation organisation, many of our bosses generation X ataupun yang dah lagi tua, so sometimes there's a clash between the generation gap ni. For us, we learn from the new generation what we can take from them, because I think in terms of the IT savvy punya part, what we can see the pattern in terms of the interest and the agency. Sebab one thing I noticed that the youngsters now, they want to go lateral, they want to jump fast. Sometimes dia tukar kerja ni sebab nak gaji tinggi. I think you have what is important is for you to know lah what your career aspiration, where you want to be in your, sebab you nak duit ke, you nak your knowledge ke, macam for me what I want to learn, macam you nak jadi lecturer ke. So it's important to have that. Good luck, always continue learning, willing to learn. Well, I guess that's all. Tu je for myself.
Alright, that's very good advice.
Nurliyana, one question.
Okay, one more question, Prof. Yep.
How many
Yes.
alumni now in Sime Darby with you? Our alumni, how many now?
I think there's a lot, but I don't have the numbers with me, Prof.
Your batch?
But at least for my department, only myself currently. Yeah, but I think overall, Sime Darby Plantation, there's many. Because I can check on LinkedIn also, but I think we have to ask our HR colleagues to see on that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. So I guess that's all. Alhamdulillah, we managed to get almost 100 participants for our first ever episode. Give a big round of applause to ourselves, kan? So kita dah lama nak decide untuk buat this kind of session. So hopefully this is not the last one. Definitely this is not the last one. And we will open the session not just to our alumni, maybe we will invite from other department as well, maybe from CTS or physics or chemistry or plant science who would like to share with us, some insights about, anything related to our alumni and anything that can help to enhance the skills and to make sure that our graduates are all macam terhangat di pasaran lah, I would say. So okay, so to all of you, insyaAllah we will try to bring more alumni back with us for our next sharing session. So please keep in touch. This is the strength. This is what we want between alumni and students. This is how alumni can help you. Alumni may not be able to, give in terms of money je, but then they can share with you their experience, their valuable experience that they can help you. Because during last time when I was a student, I still remember I learned a lot from my senior. I learned a lot from my super seniors who came to UIA to share with me a lot of experience that helped me to become what I am now. Okay, so please keep in touch. So please follow and like our Facebook page and our Department of Biotechnology IIUM for more information regarding this. For those who have missed this session, don't worry, you can still view the recorded version in our Facebook page. Please remember to stay safe, and I would like to take this opportunity to stay at home if possible. We are still far from winning this battle against COVID-19. I mean, we need, as much as we need to go back to our normal life, we also need to support our frontliners lah kan. So get yourself booked for the vaccination. Okay, ni kita promote sikit lah supaya tak ada unsur-unsur Illuminati ataupun benda-benda yang mengarut ni kan social media sekarang. Please get yourself vaccinated. Always stay alert and use your superpower. Okay, biotech graduates say you have your superpower, which is the knowledge that you've learned. Korang ni sebenarnya pandai kan, tetapi we have to use it in a good way, especially to spread awareness among Malaysian citizens. Aku sendiri pun sekarang aku dah jadi netizen. Dulu aku takut nak jadi sebab aku macam semakin banyak kita belajar, semakin kita rasa kita kurang ilmu, betul tak? Tapi kalau korang tengok dekat dalam social media sekarang, ya Allah, it's uncontrollable. It's like a cancer lah. Macam you need to, kita perlu become netizen, to become a civilized netizen to help educate. Educate awareness towards our Malaysian citizen. Thank you from me. Thank you on the behalf of the department. I would like to thank Sister Nurliyana. Lama tak pakai sister brother kan. This is UIA thing, right? Sime Darby doesn't use sister and brother, I guess.
Kita sultan tuan-tuan,
tuan-tuan. Yeah, okay. So thank you Nurliyana. Thank you Yana. I will call her Yana je dulu. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Unfortunately kita tak dapat nak offer tea or coffee kan sebab online.
It's okay, no worries.
InsyaAllah, if we have more opportunity in the future, there's always room for you to come back and visit us, maybe give more input or helping to strengthen the skills of our student. Thank you for me. I want to apologize for the delay. So ada technical glitches biasalah. So I do hope that to see all of you again insyaAllah in our next episode. Okay, so with that, let's end our session with Tasbih Kafarah Salawat As. Okay guys, thank you very much. See you guys again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam, thank you. Stay safe.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Liana.